December 3 is celebrated around the world as the International Day of People with Disabilities. The declaration was adopted by the UN General Assembly in 1992. In order to improve the social protection of people with disabilities, our country has joined the UN Convention on the Right of People with Disabilities since 2008. The International Agency for Disabled People also traditionally celebrates this day with various events every year. At the initiative of Tahir Hudiev, chairman of International Agency for Disabled People, this year's event was organized as part of meeting with Chingiz Abdullayev, the first secretary of Azerbaijan Writers Union, People's Writer, and Doctor of Law. First, the memory of our military servicemen died in a helicopter crash on November 30 was commemorated with a minute of silence. Then, students of boarding school number 3 for children with disabilities sang the national anthem with special gestures. Opening the event, Chingiz Abdullayev stressed that liberation of Shusha, the cultural capital and pearl of our country, which has been occupied by the enemy for almost 30 years, is a great historical event in the life of our people. He noted that 11 writers' sons were killed in the war for the liberation of Karabakh, including the sons of the people's poet Khalil Rza Uluturk and people's writer Sabir Ahmedli. He said that in the war for the freedom of our lands, every citizen was in a hurry to support our army, and the people mobilized all their forces to help the front. The world-famous writer spoke about the importance of care and attention to those who are sick and disabled, as well as those who represent all the social strata of our society. Chingiz Abdullayev also praised the oil paintings of Ramil Ahmedov, a talented young artist with the first disability group, which was exhibited at the event. Emphasizing that December 3, the International Day of People with Disabilities, is a memorable day, Tahir Hudiev, chairman of the International Agency for Disabled People, says that the aim is to draw the attention of the state and other organizations as well as society to solving the problems of persons with disabilities. It is to achieve the protection of their dignity and rights, improvement of their social welfare, and integration into the life. There are hundreds of examples pertaining to the agency's activity to protect the violated rights of persons with the disabilities. Years ago, teachers with disabilities complained that they were not paid the money due to them as additional 25% of their salary. In addition, at that time, the Ministry of Labor and Social Protection and the Medical Social Expert Commissions didn't pay pensions of disabled prisoners in penitentiaries, didn't provide prosthetics for people with disabilities and privilege, and were very negligent. The International Agency for Disabled People and the World of Disabled newspapers also played a special role in solving these problems. In addition, despite all obstacles and pressures, various proposals were made to the relevant government agencies regarding people with disabilities and privilege, and in many cases, a positive solution was achieved. At the end of his speech, Tahir Hudiev thanked the leadership of the Writers' Union of Azerbaijan for creating conditions for the event and added that he applied to several organizations for the venue for today's event. Unfortunately, they were indifferent in this request. Karabakh War veteran, commander of the military unit Kudu Hudiev, thanked the staff of the International Agency for Disabled People for their work in solving the social problems of people with disabilities. Leyla Imanova, head of the Center for Strategic Planning and International Relations of the Ministry of Labor and Social Protection of Population, thanked Chingiz Abdullayev for his attention and care for people with disabilities. Speaking about the importance of the information war campaigns in modern times, Khatira Jabbarzadeh, a member of the board of the Public Union, Presidential Award winner, employee of the National Academy of Science, said that our intellectuals supported the struggle of the country's leader in this field. Expressing gratitude to Chingiz Abdullayev, who was especially active in this issue, she stressed that the writer was a guardian of the national interest of our people by joining provocative programs broadcast on foreign TV channels. She urged everyone, regardless of position and profession, to treat people with disabilities with care and attention. Members of the agency Zavnishan Turan, Saleh Azizli with the First Disability Group, Nazlı Aliyeva with the First Disability Group, employee of the Library for the Visually Impaired, Günel Kerimova, teacher of the boarding school number 3 for children with disabilities, also spoke about the existing problems of people with disabilities and expressed their views for their solution by the government agencies. Employee of the Penitentiary Service of the Ministry of Justice, İlham Badalov, first Karabakh War veteran, members of the Writers' Union of Azerbaijan, well-known writer-publicist Seyran Sakhavat, member of the Writers' Union Mashallah Maftun, head of the Karabakh Representative Office of the International Agency for Disabled People, board member Hasan Ağa Bayramov, members of the Council of the Elders of the agency Dilsuz Ismailova, and associate professor of the Azerbaijan State University of Oil and Industry Javid Askerov also made a speech. The event was attended by representatives of the Ombudsman Office, the Ministry of Health, the State Committee for Family, Women and Children, the Statistics Committee, the Azerbaijani Committee Against Torture, and other government agencies, international organizations operating in Azerbaijan, as well as the public and media representatives. Finally, expressing gratitude to the participants, chairman of the international agency, Tahir Kudiyev, says that agency headed by him has always supported this state social policy and practical measures will be taken in this direction in the future. Memorial photos were taken at the end of the event.